Always a very impressive mountain, that is. It's quite sheer actually. This side's 500 feet straight up, and there's the Fisher fault line along the bottom there. It's 500 feet straight up on the rock, and unfortunately I see a lot of people going up there to do their Instagram pictures, and they sit right on that edge. Well, the backside of that mountain is actually quite steep too, but they sit right on that edge, and then unfortunately we have quite a few fatalities off that mountain. You think it's worth the picture, people? I can assure you it's not. Yeah. I'm making a little bit of noise walking down to it here. I'd rather just be listening to the birds, but this is where I've encountered bears before, along this first bit. They cut up through here and then ran the back and up the Ghost Valley there. Because over through the mountains that way, that's the shortcut to the Ghost Valley. Yeah. Birds are nice, eh? Oh yeah. This is always a nice little walk through here. It's fairly flat too. There's a little bit of up and down, but it's in terms of elevation and stuff, this is more just an amble through the park than anything else. It's really nice. Yeah. Oh, I see a tree on the trail down there. That looks like a really big one, so that might have to stay. Right, let's put this away a bit and I'll do some more later. I've got a deer down here on the side here somewhere, or something in here making a noise. Just heard it stomping around. Just giving it a bit of time, just in case it's something bigger than a deer. Sounds like a deer. Could be that one that I saw up at the top. Came down in this way. They'll just sit in the trees there, you won't even see them. Yeah. As long as they stay still, you can't see them. Glorious walk along here though. All things being good, I should better stop up at the lake up here for a cup of tea. Right, bloody mosquitoes are being a pain in the arse. Right, I'll do some more in a bit. This is always a nice spot. Pond's down a bit though. This is a really nice spot on a sunny day. If this is full, because you get an amazing mosquitoes go away. You get an amazing reflection off here of Yamnuska Mountain. It's really cool. Right, bloody mosquitoes are annoying me. Every time you stop, they all gang up on you. Right, that there is Yamnuska, and that is an annoying mosquito. I'm going that way. Right, do some more in a bit. Right, out the aspen jungle a bit there. It's starting to rain, I think. Whatever, camera's waterproof. Mosquitoes have been a monumental pain. Kind of hoping it's going to rain because that will get rid of them. That mountain in front of me there, that is Door Jam. Anybody that's familiar with this area will know that mountain. At least the smoke is way less out here. In Calgary this morning when I left, it was actually quite smoky. I've been clearing out a whole bunch of Deadfall. Haven't needed the big saw yet. Oh yeah, here we go. Bit of rain. Hear that? That's a good sound in the forest. Love that sound. There's two things. Helps keep the mosquitoes down because they don't like it, and the keeps the air nice and cool. And trust me, we need the water at the moment, so I'll put this away because there's another thick bit coming up. I'll do some more in a minute. Stop for a rest under one of nature's umbrellas, i.e. a very nice, well placed pine tree. Yeah, so it's supposed to be on and off showers today, so this will certainly help keep the bugs down. I don't care about getting wet. Getting wet never hurt anybody. Well, I guess tell that to the people on the Titanic, they might not agree with you. However, the walking through the forest, listen to that. That's a good sound. But there's some squirrel over here somewhere. I'm happy that I'm here. Yeah. Right. Unfortunately, I have to keep moving because the mosquitoes will catch up with me. Right. I'm going to have to keep going. Just arriving at Crescent Lake. This tree here on this side, once upon a time, was an amazing tree. I wish I'd got some really good pictures of that, but unfortunately I didn't. Yeah. Crescent Lake's pretty low. As you can see, it's raining good. Another advantage of having this camera as opposed to my good camera is, now, can I walk under this one without bashing my head on it? That's my rule for clearing off trail. If there's stuff laying, no, don't bash my head on that. That's good. That can stay there. Makes a good bird perch. Yeah. That. I tell you, I'm absolutely soaked. See, soaked, but drenched. See, Dave drenched. But I tell you what, there's nothing nicer. Walking through the mountains, pissing down with rain, getting soaked, listening to the weather. It's lovely. Yeah. Absolutely lovely. And we need some rain. I don't care what anybody says, it has been so blooming dry. Now, what I need to do is find a spot for a cup of tea. So, there's a nice conifer there. Oh, listen to that. Water just splashing on the lake there. Listen to that. Isn't that nice? Good job his camera's waterproof. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. We'll take it. Forest needs a drink. Right, I need to find a tree to sit under. These are all a bit sparse up in there. Let's find a tree. There's a tree. I'll get under that one. Only problem is with the weather like this, because it's wet, bloody mosquitoes are out in force. Can't get under any of those, I'm afraid. Oh well, I might have to continue round. Lake is actually pretty low. But, yeah, let's continue around this way. There's some bigger pines around this side. I'll sit down there, find a nice tree to sit under and have a rest. Well, I found kind of a tree to sit under. It is absolutely pouring hard up Yamnuska and the lake over there. But we've got to get a cup of tea shot. There we go. Cup of tea. I am having a cup of tea here. I don't care if I'm getting absolutely soaked. It is literally pouring hard. But I don't care. I've come a long way to have a cup of tea by this half empty lake. So that'll do. I'm soaked already. Oh well, never mind. Right, I'm going to drink my tea and I'm on my way. Right. Tea break done. Bought a sausage roll with me as well. My plan was I'd sit by the lake here and enjoy it. It is wet. Up the top here I know I can get back into some drier trees. Just going to stand under here for a while. There we go. That's good. Look at Yamnuska. Wow, that's wet. Canmore is down that way. But I have to say, there's only been about half a dozen trees on the trail so far. So that's pretty good. Usually quite a lot of deadfall up through this way. Bit of brush to cut back, but other than that, good. It's always nice down there. Look at that. I prefer this lake when it's full. That means the next one, there's another lake further up over the top of the hill. That one's probably got next to nothing in it. Let me go and find out. Something nice about walking through the forest in the rain. It's a good sound. I found quite a lot of deadfall along this section before now, but I gave it a really good clear out a few years ago. Should be good, hopefully, he says. Oh yeah, this is better. A bit more tree cover in here, not quite so wet. The only problem is at the end of this section there's a very steep downhill, so down to the bottom lake. That's not the most pleasant bit in the pouring rain when the ground's slippery. See, nice and dry under these trees. Stop here for a few seconds, have a rest. Get some of the water out of my hair. Of course, I could have put my hat on. That would have kept my head dry. But like I say, there is something nice about walking through a forest like this in the rain. A lot of people say, oh, it's raining, I've got to put all my wet weather gear on, and you know, I'm going to get wet and all the rest of it. It doesn't matter. You get wet. Human beings have been getting wet for eons. You know, those trees there are going to come down. They're all dead in the top. Wouldn't be tall to find, so those come down next year. Yep. So you only get wet. Can't get any wetter than that. I mean, that's pretty darn wet. But the advantage is no mosquitoes. Absolutely brilliant. As soon as it rains, mosquitoes bugger off. So I will quite happily be wet and no mosquitoes. Yeah, right. I will continue on down my way. Oh, there's a big one over the path here. I'm not going to touch that. Ooh, that is a big one. So these are the trees that are dangerous. So these I would never cut, because that's a big tree. It's a very heavy tree. Just going to get under that and out the other side. There we go. But you don't know, the inside of that tree could be completely and utterly rot, and that is a tree that needs to be cut fast. When you're cutting them by hand, you can't cut them fast. It's as simple as that. So I will continue on my way around and leave that one. Right. Do some more when I get over to the next lake. Well, this is Middle Lake. I use in inverted commas, as there is no water in it at all. And it just shows you how dry it's been in the mountains. We have had a very, very dry start to the year. But in the next few days we are supposed to get some rain, and you'll be surprised how quickly these places fill up. The mountains over there are all kind of disappearing. That's Door Jam up there. That's all kind of disappearing into the clouds. But the heavy rain has stopped for the moment. The big lake over the top of here, I hope, has some water in it. If this one's empty, that's a whole different ballgame. This is one of the biggest ones along this section. Get off, mosquito. So the mosquitoes are back out. As soon as the rain stops, mosquitoes are back out. And just trim some of these little... What happens is, if people, they come along and they snap all these branches off of the trees so that they can get through. And the snapped branch is actually worse than a cut branch. A cut branch heals very quickly. Oh, I can see lots of water in there. That's good. Yeah, oh good. That one is full. If this one had been empty, I'd have been a bit worried. Right, let's trim that piece off the end of that. Right, down through the trees there, you can see the bottom lake. This is the big lake. Now if this one had been empty, that would have been a bit of a worry, but as you can see, right, this piece is a little steep down here, so I will put these away until I get to the bottom. Put those back in my pouch there. Normally right in front of me there's actually a whole range of mountains down through there, but you can't see them at the moment because it's foggy, rainy, smoky from the forest fires, and generally speaking, yuck. However, let me put this away because I'm going to need two hands to get down this hill. Okay, made it down the hill. Now this area has some very nice trails through. Not too many people come here, and it's actually some very nice walks. More so on a sunny day, of course, because there are lots of little lakes in here. And if we've had rain, they actually fill up with water. This trail that goes that way, if you follow it all the way down and back up the other side, that is actually a really nice walk. It's only about 5-10k round as well, I think, it ain't much. Yeah, up through here is rather nice. There's a place up in here, there's a tree with some very nice tree roots if I can find it. The trail used to go that way, but there was about 25 trees to cut out of there. Plus I'm on some very big ones, so the trail kind of detoured around this way. Yeah, there was a whole bunch down in the bottom there. Gonna see if I can get down to closer to the lake there. Somebody cleared these ones out of here. Oh, that's nice. Thanking you, whoever that was. They're down here somewhere. See if I can find it. Ah, there it is. I like this tree. This was the old path, but as you can see, there's so many trees down on this bit. Wasn't worth clearing. I've sat here a few times, just watched the world go by. Look at that. That's a nice tree. I like that one. It's a nice tree. These old roots, absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Just the sound of the rain on the water. Each one of those raindrops helping fill up the pond. And this one's actually pretty big because it goes down and around that corner down the bottom there. Mountains in the background. It's Yates Mountain right in front of me there. All in all, it's very nice down through. Right, I need to head back up. I'm going to do the loop, even though it's raining. I think I'll do the loop because there's some more trees up around this side. Let's see, all this lot all came down in one go. This was the original trail through here, but there were so many trees down. It was lesser of two evils cutting the trees out of that way. No sense in cutting 25 trees just to try and stay on some kind of trail line. Right, I will put this away and do some more in a minute. Alright, I've had to relent. I've had to put on my poncho, so now I just look like this big blue blob wandering around. I don't know what this thing is. This has been here for a long time. As you can see, it's just rotting away. I've no idea what that is. Couldn't tell you. It's been there a while. I'll use that as a navigation marker. So I'm going to do the big loop. It was absolutely hoofing it down just now, so I relented and put on my poncho. I'm not overly keen on the poncho because quite often I'm walking through thicker brush and stuff, and it's not a good thing to have on. It just gets snagged on stuff, and yeah, no sense in breaking it. But this is one of those cheap ponchos. It's from Coleman. Oh, well, that's not a good sound since I'm out in the middle of bloody nowhere. Okay, right, so I need to peel off to my left through the forest and get the hell out of open country. That's not a good place to be when it's sparking around. Listen to that rumble through the mountains. Yeah, I think I will get a hoof on and head up back through the other way. Okay, some of this lightning and thunder is getting a bit close. I'm sure as hell glad I didn't go up to Yamnuska. All those people up there are going to be hanging on to the rock right about now. I just saw a large flash out that way, literally right over where the mountain was, and it was one of those flash crack kind of thunderbolts. So damn close. Yeah, I'm thinking those people up there are probably not happy they're up there at the moment. Yeah. That's the trouble around here. This is why I'm now going cross country. I'm now following a deer route, any route that heads back across to where I need to be, which is roughly that way. Yeah. If I keep going this way, I'll cross an east-west trail. It's the only thing with a poncho. Like, going through the sticks and that like this. It's a bit of a pain. It's a double-edged sword really. Keeps you dry, but also can be a pain for walking through here. The good thing about this particular area is there are a million horse trails through here. There's a lot of wild horses up through here, but along with everything else, there's a lot of deadfall down in here, I can tell you that. I don't normally cut across this piece. I'd normally just go straight up round, but unfortunately because of the thunderstorm, walking through a soaking wet forest surrounded by very tall trees in a thunderstorm, not necessarily the best plan. However, the beats the hell out of being up on top of that mountain at the moment. So I will continue this way. Oh, my little popper's come undone, so I don't know too much about that. Right, I need to cut through. Let's go more this way. See, this is how Dave navigates. I know where I've got to go. I can see a little bit of a clearing in the grass up there through the distance, and I know that there should be a pretty good east-west corridor across that piece. Good job this camera is waterproof, I can tell you. Yeah. Oh yeah, I see some open grass. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. That open grass across there. This is very nice forest, but in a rainstorm, and now a thunderstorm as well, probably not the best place to be, but I need to head out that way. I was trying to stay in the trees because it gives you a little bit of extra rain protection, but that's why I decided to call it quits and put on the poncho. You have to be a little bit more careful walking through the woods when it's like this. It's easy to get snagged on stuff. Ah, that looks like my east-west. Like I said earlier though, one really good thing in this, no mosquitoes. Yay! I'll take the rain, not so keen on the thunderstorm, because I've got to head out there in the open now, and right across there to my right. So this is going to be a fairly quick traverse. So I will put this away. I can just about, actually, let's see if I can just get a shot of Yamnuska here. There were some lightning strikes up that way, and I would not want to be up there today. Right, I've got to head straight across here and round to my right, so I'm going to get a move on. Well, I just said to myself, I think the thunderstorm's gone, because I hadn't heard any banging and crashing for a while, and as soon as I say that, kaboom! Yeah. I can head off exactly that way, which is where I need to be. The problem is there are some beaver ponds in there, and they are quite often full. So this tree on the corner here, if you follow it round, there's an old fence line through here that's never been taken out. This is all Wildland Park on this side as well now. Rest under this tree for a second. Never a good idea in a thunderstorm. Yeah. This big open area here is referred to as the golf course. Yeah. I don't know why. It's a big open and green, I guess. There's a cloud coming down through the gap of the Yamnuska. I can see it. I don't think it will come out very well on the camera. Yeah, there's a big pile of cloud through there. I wouldn't want to be up that mountain today. I don't like that mountain on the best of days, but certainly wouldn't want to be up there today. Right. There's a bit more through the trees over here. Get me out the rain a little touch. Not by much. Right, I can head back into the trees here. Come down here on a nice sunny day. It's absolutely fantastic for photographs and stuff. Really, really good photography spot. But so many wildflowers too. All the flowers are coming out now. We've had this rain. All the flowers will be coming out. But we haven't had any decent rain like this for weeks. Literally weeks. Which is another great reason why it's nice to be out. Oh, step over that one. Wandering around in the rain. It's nice. Even though I feel like a drowned rat. Probably look like a drowned rat too, but that doesn't matter. Yeah. Listen to that though. Birds are all having a field day. I've seen loads of deer down through here. Heard a lot more. Well, I've seen a few. But there's lots of deer down through here. Yeah. Another good reason for making sure you've always got long trousers on. And they're wrapped up. Anywhere there's lots of deer, there's a possibility of deer ticks. And this is actually one of the sites. Yamnuska Mountain over here is one of the sites where they've actually found them. So it's a good idea to stay covered up. A lovely forest to walk through though, eh? Isn't this nice? I'll take this. Beats the hell out of sitting indoors all day. This is the trouble. People look at the forecast and think, oh, it's going to rain. Yeah, so they'll stay indoors and do nothing. Well, get out and do stuff. You only get wet, you can dry out. But like I say, you can go off through this side. The beaver ponds in there are always the unknown. I've been through there and got stuck at the beaver ponds before now. And have to do a big loop detour back round. Those guys are remarkably good. They're keeping it full of water. It's almost like they've been practicing that for a few millennia. Yeah. Right. I will put this away. Do some more when I get round the other bit. Okay, we have gone from reasonable rain to monsoon and thunderstorm. So I've actually had to put the hood up on my poncho, which is a very rare occurrence. I can tell you now, people seriously underestimate ponchos. They are so good. They're simple, they fold up to nothing, they fit in your pack real easy. This tree I cut out of here last year, this was one of my projects last year. This one took me a little while to get out. Arm heavy tree that was. Right. As you can see, try and keep the camera under there if I can. It is absolutely hoofing it down. One thing's for certain though, guaranteed to have the place to myself. Right, let's just going to rest up here on this corner a second. Look at that. That's a good sound though. It's when I'm camping, if I'm in a tent and you get that sound, that's brilliant, isn't it? Love it. But there's some open wet grass coming up here, so I'm going to get eaten alive by the mosquitoes. So what I will do is I will put this away until I'm over the other side. Okay, I can't pass by without getting a shot of that. Look at that. Yamnuska is one of those truly magnificent mountains. It's a very inspirational mountain, that is. The rock on the top of there is like 100 or 200 million years older than the rock underneath. It's where the Pacific plate basically crashed into what is like the Canadian Shield, I guess, when this was all basically just a huge inland sea. But it feels like it's an inland sea today with the amount of rain. But yeah, amazing to think that was all on the bottom of an ocean one day. And now here we are. This is probably about 5,000 feet above sea level, and that sheer rock wall at the top there is 500 feet tall on its own, so it gives you an idea. Right, I'm heading on this way, and the rain has settled down a bit, so I actually managed to take my hood off now. That's good. Right, I will head on this way and see if I can avoid getting too wet. Right, I think I will call it that. I'm now back at the beginning, and thanks for coming along on a very wet day.